Hello folks, hope you're all well. It's a reasonably nice day out here, though it does remind you of a day that's going to rain on you any minute. There is a bit of a breeze blowing, but when isn't there, so we'll just have to deal with the conditions we have. I decided to try to do a wee bit more slug testing. Again, I'm using the H&N Slug Sampler Pack, but in this time I'm using the .218s. As I noticed my last video when I tested the 217s, a lot of people suggested using the 218s. Even H&N themselves suggested using the 218s, as in their testing it seems to suit the FX barrels better. This package now was supplied by Giles at their Gun 101 shop, and thank you very much, Giles, for that, and plus the t-shirt seems to fit quite well. Now the packaging is the same. The ballistic data and weights are all in the back for those of you who want to put it into their ballistic calculators. The tubes now aren't marked, so I took an individual slug out of each one, weighed it, and then wrote down on top of the tube what width they are so I don't get confused. But H&N tell me that they are going to label them better to help stop confusion. So they are listening to us, fellas, so that's good. Now the rifle I'm using is just my standard FX Crown. It's a standard 500mm STX barrel. The rig is running at about 145 bar. It's the same as what I tested the 217s. I haven't adjusted anything. The idea is you shoot each sample, you look for something that grips fairly well, and then you buy a tin and you start tuning the rifle to that particular slug pellet or whatever. So I think that's everything. So less gabbing. I'll get things set up at the target and start shooting. Okay. Now instead of last time, I'm going to try and zero each slug to try and hit the bullseye, and I'm using Strolic Pro and the feet per second I got off the chronograph earlier when I started to try and get the right amount of clicks. It might not be perfect, don't worry if it doesn't hit the bull, but it will make it easier for me to keep them all on the paper. Okay? We'll start off with the 21 grains. Right, that's not three bad. Go mark them off. Next. Okay, we're going to try the 23 grains now. Okay, we'll go mark that off. Doing so pretty well as well. Try the 24s now, or 25s, I can't read. Okay, we'll try the 25s now. They seem to shoot fairly well for just over 800 feet per second. bad little grip. Try the 27s now. One thing I have noticed, there is a bit of a velocity increase between the 217s and the 218s for some reason. Okay, we'll shoot the 27 grains now. Okay, that's that one. We'll go have a look-see. Where to put the remote? Again, not too bad. Not as good as a pellet, but... Okay, we'll try the 30s now. Not too bad again. Go have a look-see. That might be the tightest grip so far. But they're all roughly the same. The 30s now, I think maybe squeezed ahead there. But definitely all minute of magpie. So we'll shoot a 5-shot grip of the Hades for a control grip at the same distance. Okay? Okay, we'll try a 5-shot grip of the Hades for a control grip. That's me. Not as good as I thought, or they should be, but that's me. Oh dear. I think I'm going to have to hang my head in shame. I've shot far better grips than that there, at 50 yards with the Hades. There is a bit of a breeze blowing, but I don't know, maybe poor marksmanship. But it is what it is. I'll measure them up and put them on the screen as I go, and I'll reset up and hopefully do the same at 100 yards. Okay, if I look a little through other, it's because I had to mow down a pile of nettles to get a clear path of sight for 100 yards, but I'm set up and I'm going now. I'm a bit sweaty, sorry about the t-shirt, Giles, but we'll try the 21s now. One more, don't count. That's looking pretty good. We'll try the 23s now. Okay, I'm going to try and rattle through these fairly quickly because it looks as if it's going to rain, so I'm not going to go back up and down to the target the same way as I done at 50. Is that a sigh of relief I hear from the audience? Oh dear. Right, 23 grains. Right, that's the 23s, we'll switch to the next ones. Right, we'll shoot the 25s now. Okay, that's the 25s. Not impressed, though it might be my shooting, maybe I'm getting tired. But we'll move on to the next ones. Okay, we'll try the 27s now. Again, a bit, the heavier pellets don't seem to be doing as well at 100 yards as the 217s did, but maybe they need more air, I don't know. But we'll move on to the 30s. Don't know what happened there, if one pretty low and the rest into a fairly tight grip, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Okay, we're going to do control grip with the JSB Hades. That's her. We'll go have a look-see. Well folks, there's some surprising grips. The 21s look really good. The 30s, I don't know what happened to that one. That was a test shot and I had to hold higher to try and get the stuff near the bow, so there's my 5 shots there. Those 4 are really good. The Hades, I thought for 1 minute it was going to outshine a lot of them, but it dropped one down there. The 27s and the 25s, I don't know what happened to them, but definitely the 21s at 100 are a lot better than what they were with the 217s. But we'll get packed up and head home because I've got a lot of stuff to edit. Well folks, that's me. Thankfully the weller's held up, but if you can hear in the background, the cattle have broke into this field, so that's my day shooting over. But I've had some quite interesting results by the looks of the target cards, especially with the lighter weight slugs. They have really performed well at 100 yards in the 218s, while in my last video with the 217s, some of them wouldn't grip at all at 50, never mind 100. But in the same point, the heavier pellets in the 217s gripped better at 100 the last time than they did at this time with the 218s. Don't know why, it's just how it is. But again, don't take this all as gospel. This is just this shooter on this day in these weather conditions with this rifle. Things might be different with your rifle or somebody else's rifle, but this is just my findings today. And this is just an exercise to see whether you could shoot slugs through the standard FX crown with the standard 500mm STX barrel. And by the looks of some of the groups with the 218s, especially the 21 grains, you certainly can. They're definitely minute of magpie anyway at 100 yards. But I hope you found it entertaining and somewhat educational. I'll waste. But anyway, all of the best to you, hey. I'll waste.